COVID, and we had to come up with a little bit more, I guess, distributed way of doing that. So again, this is kind of the format right now that I think supports well. But again, I wanted to welcome everybody here. And again, if we could go around the room, if you invited a guest, please go ahead and stand up and introduce your guest.
I have Clint Rose, Clint, and Mose. Mose, you want to stand up? Yeah. Mose with Fifth Third.
Yes.
And just say a little bit.
Yeah.
And then
With
Clint.
Fifth Third, born and raised in Dayton, and thanks Tony for inviting me. Tony and I are on another board together, and I saw Tony a couple weeks ago, I think it was a month ago, and he invited me, and thank you, Tony. I appreciate
Thank you for joining us. Everybody knows Clint. Clint, you want to?
Well, yeah, I'm Clint. I retired from Kroger's after 45 years and did 3 years with the Killer Brownie piece because Norman Maine is the person I most admire in the grocery business. And we've always been really good friends, but competitors. So I did 3 years, and just this time last year said, well, I think I had enough. 48 years of work, it was enough. So, but Tony and I were on the board of URS together, and that's how I got to know him way back when. And because I represented Kroger's with URS, and I have a special needs son who has cerebral palsy. So. Yeah, so that's me.
Also, Kroger was our fundraising program. Every year we sold fruitcake to Kroger. Clint was really helpful as a district zone manager because he had all these stores, and we started delivering all the fruitcake to one location instead of us having to deliver it to individual stores, and it helped us provide the funds we needed for that we do today. Okay? Thank you. Any other guests that I invited?
No.
Oh, yeah, okay.
I invite.
Okay, great.
This young man, his name is Jeremy Richmond, and I'll let him tell a little bit about himself.
Yeah, so I kind of interned with Building Bridges, and it kind of projected me into working for Luigi there and kind of getting to work with the kids hands-on, and really inspired me for my passion for the program and what the program provides to the at-risk youth here in Montgomery County. Not from Dayton, so I'm still trying to learn my way around, but again, Building Bridges, and you guys are awesome supporters, and we just thank you so much.
Thank you.
Hello, Monty Bush from Victory Project, and I'll introduce my executive director, John Oliver. He'll say something in a second, but just thank you again for the years of support that we've received from Civitan and from each of you individually. Victory Project is a blessing to have folks like you supporting us, and each one of you in the room are somebody we respect and love, and just are greatly appreciative of that. And have John Oliver here, our executive director, who's going to say a couple words, but thank you.
Thanks, Monty. Yeah, it's just an honor to be here. Yeah, John Oliver, been with Victory Project for about 3.5 years, and we always brag on first our Savior and Lord Jesus Christ on what He's done. But I often say, putting the team together that we have, if you come through Victory Project and you see the volunteers, and then folks like you guys who support us, you know it has to be a God thing, because some of the connections just wouldn't line up if man had to do it. So very appreciative to be here. First time I ever come into this building, so I'm honored, and thanks, Monty, for allowing me to come today.
Lori, you want to introduce yourself?
Yeah. I'm Lori Page, and I'm with the Police Athletics and Activities League. I am new. I've only been on there for 1.5 years, so I'm representing Shannon. She's the president, and she is usually the one that is here. So thank you for your support for all the years, and we do appreciate it. And if you guys don't know anything about PAAL, we abbreviate it and say PAAL. It is just bridging the gap, basically, between police and youth, to try to give them that first experience with law enforcement, and just get them kind of meshing together and getting to know each other a little bit more instead of when they get in trouble, and maybe it keeps them from getting into trouble. So that is pretty much what we are about. We have conferences once a year for high school age group. We have Easter egg hunts in Jefferson Township. We hand out cookies and hot chocolate at a local church. So just different things that we do to just connect with the kids. And thank you again for having us.
Great, thank you.
And just as a kind of just a summary, I think I've all probably had conversations with each of you individually, over the last year or so, but we are always interested in teaming with you on some events. So please look at your social calendar, look at the things that maybe you think that we would be a good fit to be able to assist you. I know one time we helped out with the Valentine's Dance for building bridges. We'd be happy to do that again, or any other projects that you guys would have. So again, we're right now going to work on what our project calendar is for 2025. So if you have any additions or anything that we can help, please let us know, and we will definitely pencil you in.
And we also have done things with PAAL as well.
Okay.
So if there's, keep Mike in your calendar.
Well, you had just mentioned a couple of the activities that you do, and we're right now. We don't have visibility of those on our calendar. So if there is anything that again you are doing, that where you're looking for again more community support or just like feet on the ground to help out with one of your projects, please don't hesitate to let us know.
Okay, sounds great. Thank you.
Okay. So we'll go ahead and wait. I think we'll get orders in, and I think they'll start bringing out the food, and then afterwards we'll do the presentations. Okay. But again, thank you so much for all being here.
Thank you, appreciate it.
Do the presentation of the check, and then if you could go ahead and really just, I think we all know kind of the benefits that your organizations provide to the community. But if you could go ahead and tell me what your really big plans are for 2025. What do you see in both kind of the near and the long-term future for your organizations?
Excellent.
Because again, I think that's kind of the funny thing is that we are all in the same community, but just like we have the President's Club that kind of is like kind of trying to just bring all the kind of the community service clubs together. We find out what everyone's doing. It's just kind of amazing that we don't really know what's going on. You kind of only see what's in your road, kind of hemisphere of what you connect to. And the cool thing is like, I know what you guys are kind of doing now, but I don't know where you're going down the road. So, and those are the things that I guess interest me, and what can we do to support where you guys are going. Okay.
Sounds good, Mike.
So, the first check presentation is to Building Bridges.
Awesome.
Here is your check, sir, for $300.
Thank you. We appreciate it. So in case you don't know, my name is Luigi Dodier. I've been with Building Bridges for almost 20 years. And I just want to say that since my involvement with Building Bridges, we have continued to keep the legacy going. What does that mean? That means that we are putting hope into the lives of the young people we serve. So the program is designed to help at-risk youth who are court involved. And so the way that we do that is through a number of programming. We do community integration, we do evidence-based programming, we do educational group, we do pro-social activities. Building Bridges' backbone, they've always been supportive of us. So Building Bridges celebrated 50-year anniversary this year. Wow. And I got the opportunity to meet one of the Building Bridges founder, Mike Pratt. And so I just wanted to say thank you. And then in the future, the goal is to expand Building Bridges. This young man who I've been mentoring, he's currently a graduate student at Wright State University. He's been working as a probation officer with Montgomery County with the at-risk youth. Hopefully he'll be taking over in the next 5 years.
Right.
And so the goal is to expand Building Bridges, not only in Montgomery County, but through different counties, because our success rate is over 75%.
Wow.
So,
That's awesome.
thank you.
Please athletically or PAAL.
All right.
Make sure you slim me down on this.
Yeah, no doubt.
Use the Snapchat beauty filter. I look gorgeous in it.
Make my makeup look great.
I'm actually videotaping
Yeah, I
this
think he's
stuff.
videoing. Okay, well, once again, I've already said most of what I needed to say, but thank you for having us. I am standing here in place of the president, Shannon Crabtree. She's been the president, I'm not really sure how long, but as long as I've known her, which has been 10 years. And she just couldn't make it today, but she does send her hellos. So I'm going to read this because this is my first presentation for PAAL, and I've only been a trustee for a year and a half. So I'm still a little bit in the learning process. I know what they're all about, but I've been kind of just learning for the past year and a half and getting acclimated. So the PAAL's mission is to engage youth through sports and various activities, encouraging respect and teamwork. Research shows that when young people interact positively with police officers, whether on the sports field, in the gym, or in the classroom, they are more likely to respect the laws that the law enforcement upholds. This mutual respect benefits not only the youth, but also law enforcement, neighborhoods, and the broader community. You also have a brochure on the table that tells quite a bit about the organization. As I had already mentioned, we do several things throughout the communities. They're mainly based in Jefferson Township, but they go to all of the other townships as well. We hold an annual youth conference. I think out of all of the events, that's been my favorite because that's when you really got to interact all day with the youth. So what they do at that youth conference is they bring them in and they treat it as a legitimate conference that all of us would go to. They have the donuts and the rolls and the coffee and they have a lunch and they treat it as a real conference that they come to, and it gives you, and what they're teaching is how to dress for job opportunities, how to do the interviews, how to speak, and then we have speakers come into them and speak about drugs and different things like that. And then our biggest source of revenue that does come in is they work the fair gates for the Montgomery County Fair, and they have been doing that for I don't even know how many years, but they've been doing that for a very long time, and that's their biggest source of revenue throughout the year. But we really do appreciate the donation, and we thank you very much.
Thank you.
One thing that I was negligent on is, again, since we are involved in the community, again, if any of you, we have these brochures. So like I said, if you wanted to join, become a member, and that way you could accompany Luigi, we get him to a couple more lunches. That would be fantastic. And also one of our fundraisers, or actually our major fundraiser right now, is again, kind of the wreath project, where again, you can go ahead and purchase wreaths to go ahead and get on soldiers' graves. And we get like, I think it was $4 or $5?
$5.
$5 per wreath, which is really a really good return for where it really was a fantastic project.
Oh, yeah.
The project in and of itself is worth doing regardless of whether or not there was any kind of payback for the organization. So this is something that if you are looking for some way to kind of give back or help us out as well with a fundraiser, this is a great way to do so.
Definitely.
We like to give it back. The money we get, we want to give it back. Okay?
And last but not least, I'd like to again make a donation or present the check for the Victory Project. It's the problem you guys have by starting with a V. You end up with a V.
Hold on.
Jealous.
Okay.
Thank you, Mike. Thank you, Tony. Thank everybody here that have supported VP for all these years, not just through the donations, but coming down and serving dinner at our facility. If you're not familiar with Victory Project, we were really close to building bridges over the years and appreciate, and Police Athletically appreciate what they do as well. What we do is we're breaking the pillars of poverty in the lives of young men. Pillars of poverty have shown that there are 3 common traits that perpetuate that. It's dropping out of high school, getting a criminal history, having a baby prior to marriage. So how we address it is through our 3E curriculum: education, entrepreneurship, and enlightenment. So each one of our students that join VP, we're considering disengaged youth, which means they're not playing sports, they're not going to work, nothing going positive happening in their lives. So what they end up doing is going to be getting with other group of young men and making some self-destructive decisions. So we're trying to compete with that, which we call, we're offering an alternative to the street for America's youth, which is our vision. So our curriculum, the 3E curriculum, is we help them with their school. So we have tutoring, we have our staff will go to the schools to meet with teachers to help kind of build a connection between the school and the home. We have different college trips. We do different trade school trips to show them different career paths. The second E, entrepreneurship, is we believe the best way to train a person for a job is to give them a job. So these young men come to VP, we have our own small business which employs them. and they do landscaping, light construction. We're soon to open a small business to do woodworking, so a little manufacturing shop. And each student makes about $12 an hour. They're paying taxes. We have about, last survey we did, 60% of the homes our kids lived in, they were the only one getting a W-2 in that household. And this is young as 12 years old. So these kids are coming to work every weekend. And the key to that is they have to hit certain goals and objectives, their grades, participation, and behavior. And the reward for that is they get to go to work. So they're actually competing to go to work every weekend. And that tells you that's how God's instilled them to be productive citizens. The last E is enlightenment. We're a Christian organization. So we have Bible study and worship. We share our gospel with them, and not just in word, but in our actions. We have dinner together every night. So Monday through Friday, we serve dinner at both campuses. So anywhere between 60 and 70 meals are happening each evening. And we're on track to serve about 20,000 meals this year. And that comes from, folks like you guys have been out and done dinners with us. It also is our character development class, which is considered the OG series. In the street, OG means, anybody know? Original gangster. Mike knows. There's a story behind that, Mike. We can bring out that story is. But VP, it's overall gentleman. So what's it mean to be a man of God? That means, how you treat a lady, how to dress for success, how to change a tire, how to check an oil in your car. Just little things that you should have picked up from an older man in your life that's just not there any longer. So we kind of augment that with men and women who love these young men, and because we want to serve God with our time and our resources. Future plans, we just opened our second campus this year, so that was a huge blessing. I remember Tony and Al coming downtown when we were on 5th Street. When we had about 18 guys, something like that, and now we have space for 80. So huge blessing to have you guys all that many years. We're in a campaign right now. Over the next 3 years, we're doing funds to open a third campus in 2026. We're thinking that could be a girls VP potentially. We're also doing operational vitality to make sure both campuses are fully funded over the next 3 years, because we do not take government funding. We just want to practice what we preach. And then we're opening a foundation for our alumni. So just like how you guys have done scholarships and blessed organizations like us, we want to create our own fund so our alumni that are going on in life, we can bless them with scholarship money. We can bless them with money to open maybe their business or something. And some statistics, we're between 99 and 100% high school graduation rate year after year. 93% of our students, when they leave VP, are employed or pursuing secondary education. And so those are huge numbers. Like Luigi said, especially considering where a lot of our young men come from, that's huge accomplishments. And it's really how God's designed that. And I'll close with our motto. It's less about what we do and more about what we undo. Because God's already equipped each one of us with a special purpose and mission in life. We can never add to that, but we can help break down some of the barriers for them to understand what those are. So you guys are helping us undo. So we appreciate it very much.
Again, if anybody has any other comments, again, thank you so much for attending.
I have one comment. If you could help promote Wreaths Across America, next year we'll try to up it, because we had no really fundraiser since we lost Kroger. Kroger went on their own 2 years ago, and so now we're trying to do this. And if we can do a fundraiser where we need volunteers, like Applebee's, they do a breakfast on Saturdays for $10. They split $5 of that breakfast with the nonprofit. If we do that, that would be a good way to also raise money, and would probably ask for some of your students to help.
Word out.
Okay, then we could really make the donations bigger.
Crush that Applebee's.
All right, thank you so much.
I'm doing it right now, Tony. Right now.